Quinn Ewers was actually 14 of 16 with 2 touchdowns in the game. He ended up getting hurt and exiting, and Arch Manning comes in there. But let's just look at the reality of the situation. His last name's Manning. Okay, so Quinn Ewers obviously had all the hype coming out of high school. I remember he had to leave Texas to go to Ohio so he could cash in on the $1 million opportunity. Then he comes back to Texas, and he has been elite. We're talking Heisman favorite, first overall pick. I actually reached out, to the Manning operation to get their take on the entire situation, because the reality is, against this Louisiana Monroe team, if Arch Manning throws for 5 touchdowns and runs 20 miles an hour plus again today, the fastest Manning in history, there's going to be calls for him to get on the field. The Manning family said, though, no. They are old school. You never lose a job because of an injury. Arch Manning wants to be in the program for 4 years. He wants to develop. There's no rush to get to the NFL. He loves Quinn Ewers, and they know that's going to be a talking point, but they've already tried to kind of settle that before it even gets started.
3 weeks later.
I'm back, said the words of Quinn Ewers. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Quinn Ewers confirming that he is back in the starting lineup for Texas. Remember, Texas currently has a 5-0 record as they are the #1 ranked team in the country. With Texas currently being one of the only undefeated teams left in the country, there is a lot of pressure for them to continue their winning streak against Oklahoma in their Red River Rivalry game. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Will Texas beat Oklahoma in the Red River Rivalry game? I'm going to say yes to that. I'm a believer in the team of Texas. They're loaded on offense. They're loaded on defense. They're the best team in the country. You want to talk about stacked quarterback rooms? Put Texas next to that definition, because their quarterback room right now is stacked. You got Quinn Ewers, who I believe is the best quarterback in the country, if not one of the best quarterbacks in the country. And then, of course, they definitely got the best backup quarterback in the country in Arch Manning. You look at how Arch Manning got to start 2 games for them. Obviously, Arch Manning has been impressive in his 2 starts. In fact, he played so well to the point where people were questioning whether Quinn Ewers should be benched in favor of Arch Manning. But thankfully, Texas made the correct decision to start Quinn Ewers for this game against Oklahoma. You look at how Quinn Ewers has constantly been getting better each and every season. You look at how when he joined Texas, they were an absolute dumpster fire. They had been an irrelevant program for years. The first year he goes over there, he ends up having a productive season. He gets Texas to a bowl game. And then you look at what happened in his second season as a starter. He takes Texas to the college football playoff. He ends up having a great game in the semifinals game against Washington. The only reason why they lost that game was because they ran out of time and because their defense sold against the Michael Penix Jr. led Washington offense. And then obviously you look at Quinn Ewers this year. He's been extremely impressive for Texas. He's actually been more accurate than Arch Manning, which is pretty hard to imagine because Arch Manning is currently completing 70% of his passes. But Quinn Ewers says, you know what? I'm going to do even better than Arch Manning in the accuracy department. Let me go ahead and complete 73% of my passes. The way how Quinn Ewers plays, it energizes the rest of the Texas offense, and Arch Manning doesn't have that in him quite yet. I'm not saying Arch Manning can't do it, because he certainly has already done that at Texas. But when you compare Arch Manning to Quinn Ewers, the experience is night and day. And if you want to win a national championship this year, you got to go with the guy who has more experience. I'm not saying Arch Manning can't win a national championship at Texas. In fact, I really don't think there is a wrong answer to this question. Texas could probably win the Natty with either quarterback. They could probably win it with Arch Manning, and I feel pretty confident that they will be able to do that with Quinn Ewers at the quarterback position. They are stacked in the running back room. Yes, did they lose CJ Baxter to injury? Absolutely. But they're still really good at running the football. Jaydon Blue has done an excellent job running the football. Same thing with Gibson. You look at how they're loaded at wide receiver. Their wide receivers are able to constantly make plays. Their offensive line is pretty good in their own right. And of course, you got to rave about the play caller of Steve Sarkisian. Speaking of Steve Sarkisian, the man has done an excellent job turning around the football program of Texas. When he inherited their football program a few years ago, they were an absolute dumpster fire. Now you look at Texas, they're absolutely back to national relevance. And not only are they at national relevance right now, they are at national national prominence right now. I also want to show you guys a clip of Steve Sarkisian talking about the return of Quinn Ewers at the quarterback position. I found his comments to be extremely interesting. Roll the film.
Sure, we need Quinn back, but it's not like we got a Michael Hawkins, Baker Mayfield, or Kyler Murray floating around, to save our asses if he goes down again. But to answer your question, yes, I'm glad he is coming back for the Red River game. But is he going to be rusty after 3 weeks not playing? Sure. Is he going to make mistakes? You bet. But at the end of the day, On3 had him as the best QB out of the portal. And if big money donors pick you, that means something around here.
Tell it like it is, Steve Sarkisian. I'm glad he made those comments because there are some people out there trying to tear apart the quarterback room of Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning. I've heard some haters come out there and say that, oh, Quinn Ewers has to sit on the bench and he has to get Drew Bledsoe just so Arch Manning can get an opportunity. But let's be completely real here. You don't bench a quarterback that has completely turned around the program of Texas. And not only that, he has actually decided to stay at Texas for 3 years. Do you know how hard that is to do at the collegiate level in today's landscape? Quinn Ewers could have easily transferred when Texas announced they were going to recruit Arch Manning, and when they got Arch Manning on their squad, Quinn Ewers easily could have said, you know what, I'm unhappy that you guys added Arch Manning in the quarterback room. Let me go ahead and request to change teams in the transfer portal. But you know what Quinn Ewers did? He beat out Arch Manning in a quarterback competition. Let me go ahead and prove my own worth, knowing that, hey, if I beat out Arch Manning and play some really good football for Texas, I'm going to get selected really high in the 2025 NFL draft, which should absolutely happen. In fact, right now, if you had to ask me who should be the #1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft, I'm taking Quinn Ewers with the #1 overall pick. That's how high I am on Quinn Ewers. Anyways, though, you want to talk about Quinn Ewers' impact against Oklahoma? I believe he is going to have major impact in a positive way. I believe Quinn Ewers is going to complete 75% of his passes. We know that he is extremely accurate with the football in his hands. We also know that Quinn Ewers has a cannon for an arm. He's going to make big plays in the passing game. I expect Quinn Ewers to throw for 360 yards, and I also think Quinn Ewers will throw 4 touchdowns through the air. Now, he may take an interception. He might not take an interception. I don't know about that, though. I'm going to say no turnovers for now, but don't be surprised if Quinn Ewers turns over the football at least once. Either way, though, it won't matter because Quinn Ewers will lead Texas to a convincing victory over Oklahoma in the rivalry game. I think it's going to be close in the first half, but I believe ultimately Texas will be able to pull away in the second half. I got Texas winning this game by 2 touchdowns. I think Oklahoma, they're going to put up a fight at the beginning of this game, but when you compare roster to roster, talent to talent, player to player, Texas is the more talented team when you compare them to Oklahoma, and I believe that Texas will win this game by 14 points. The final score of this game is going to be something along the lines of 38-24. Texas, obviously Quinn Ewers is going to make a stamp on his return in a positive manner, and I believe Quinn Ewers will go out there and prove his haters wrong. Quinn Ewers is going to go out there and play an excellent game for Texas, and he's going to make people forget that they were clamoring for Arch Manning to start for Texas. I'm not saying Arch Manning can't start for Texas eventually, but I'm saying this is Quinn Ewers' team right now. Let Arch Manning continue to develop from the bench, and let's see if Quinn Ewers can become a national champion this season. The future is looking bright for Quinn Ewers at the quarterback position in Texas. I expect him to continue having another dominant game. So that is why Texas will beat Oklahoma by the score of 38-24, as Quinn Ewers will have an excellent game in his return to the starting lineup. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.